such as protection of human rights, including being invited to the Vatican by the Pope Francis. As a result of her illustrious career and significant contribution to her field, Justice Mittal has received numerous awards, such as the Nari Shakti Puraskar by the President of India, the highest civilian ever honor for women. Uh, uh, the Arlene Perched Global Vision Award by Law, Justice P.N. Bhagwati Award, Sriram Panchu National Impact Award, etc. So the list of accolades goes on. It doesn't require me saying the scale and the magnitude of the work that Justice Mittal has been able to serve the country with in her long career with the judiciary. So on this note, thank you so much, ma'am. Just to brief you, we have 58 participants from 8 northeastern states. We have few colleagues from Himachal and Uttarakhand who are here basically to share their practices so that others, including us, can learn from them. So, ma'am, you may please address the participants. It's over to you.
Thank you, Atin. Very good morning. Namaskar, Sat Sri Akal, Assalamu alaikum, salam. A good day to everybody. I try to be inclusive in whatever I do, and this has been my practice, to be inclusive, even in our greetings. Actually, these greetings represent the mosaic of culture that India is. And I think if we begin by being inclusive, we overcome a lot of barriers to a lot of things. I am actually, I should have been a participant in this workshop. All my learnings, or most of my important learnings in environment, come from Sunita Narayan and her team. And I am so grateful for this opportunity. In fact, it's with a lot of trepidation that I am sharing the screen with Sunita ji and Atin, who I've reached out to for helping me in Manipur, which I'm looking at under orders of the Supreme Court and trying to look at relief and rehabilitation in the state. So time is short. You have a long day. It is extremely heartening, for me, truly a privilege to have been invited to speak at the inauguration event. Thank you, Sunita ji. Thank you, Atin, for thinking of me. And I'm elated to find that in this room, we have experts from across Northeast and even Himachal Pradesh and Uttaranchal. Because my pain with solid waste in the hill region comes from what I experienced. The only ever time that I have suffered an asthma attack was when I was in a hotel room in Dalhousie. And the asthma came from the sheer filth on the hillsides way back in the 1980s. After that, I followed what the Himachal Pradesh government was doing, and I understand that with the Danish or some team from Europe, they've formulated a lot of programs and plans, and things are better. But solid waste in the hills is certainly a difficult area. Not only solid waste, I think we could have called this only waste, because liquid waste is what we are experiencing problems with the hills, where it flows to the valleys and gathers there and just sits there. And you're looking at waterborne diseases in far off places like Manipur as well. But let me just give you a little background as to what my tryst with environment was. In 1974, when I was about a 14 and a half, 15, I used to be a Girl Guide. I was selected to represent India at an ecology event in the US, an international event called Earth and Us. And that is where my tryst with environment, understanding ecology began. And I've looked at it ever since. As back as in 1974, in USA, they were exploring, they were already seized of the problem, not only of the impact on having these atomic plants near streams. They need the streams and the water bodies for cooling the plant, but they were very concerned about e-waste. And somehow the conversation seems to have died. And in India, we are not looking at it. But what to do with e-waste, We look at the Bhopal gas tragedy, and there's pools and pools of such waste sitting in Bhopal, and without any addressal by either the company, which was the polluter, or sufficient measures by the state. And we really need to look at waste, as Sunita ji has said, that we must not waste waste, and we must make waste a resource. But after that, through girl guiding, I'm just sharing these experiences because those of you who are working in the field can actually use them. I used to be a girl guide, and we have guide. You heard of Lord Baden-Powell, and they had laws. One of the laws which said was leave a place better than you found it, and I made it a way of life. People used to laugh at me when I went to the children's park near India Gate and would clean up the place where I would set out my picnic. I taught my young little niece and nephew to do that, and they had to overcome the shyness of people laughing at them. But the result is beautiful. I took the same thing as a challenge and used it to plant trees, plants wherever I went. I'm sitting in Niti Bagh just now, and there's a public park in front of me. I have planted 400 desi roses. The gardener said people will pluck. I said it doesn't matter. There'll be a lot of people who will enjoy the fragrance and the color. So my recommendation to you is that physically you have to ensure hygiene and cleanliness in your environment. Mentally, you clean it up by working out jealousy, revenge, envy. Teach yourself honesty, hard work, diligence, humility. So this is it. Now, a few judicial experiences. I know, Atin, I have till 9:45, and I'm already, you made a long spiel about my background, and you've cut into my time. But as a lawyer, we talked about sanitary landfill sites in the hills, and these will be on the slopes. But let me share with you the plight of Delhi. And this was a case in the Supreme Court since the 1980s. There are 8 sanitary landfill sites in Delhi which are full chock-a-block. We have till date. Now, this is when I was a lawyer, and I was a lawyer till 2004. Till 2004, we hadn't been able to identify any other land for building a sanitary landfill site in Delhi. And 3 or 4 years ago, there was a horrible instance where the garbage just slid down on top of the traffic which was moving near the roads near the sanitary landfill sites. If you have been to Delhi, when you enter by road from North India, or you go around Delhi, you will see what happens to when you have a sanitary landfill site. The stench, the vermin which develops, the kind of pests. And I had occasion to examine this issue as a judge when I saw the instances of chikungunya and dengue. And a newspaper report on ABP where they called it Ghanti Bajao was a program where they showed how garbage was not being picked up by the municipal workers. So that's when, and reading on chikungunya and dengue showed that the vector breeds largely in garbage. And we took it as a challenge, and that's where Sunita Narayan was brought on board to help us notify the building the solid waste bylaws in Delhi, which provide for littering fines. We were able to motivate all the 7 local bodies, and we have solid waste management bylaws. We are the first in the country in Delhi. I took this up in Jammu and Kashmir as well, and we began doing it. In Kashmir, I saw, apart from now if you see Delhi, the instances of chikungunya and dengue are reduced, garbage is better planned. We used to have the municipal commissioner in court on every Wednesday, where I would fix the case at 2 p.m. And I had appointed the reporter as a local commissioner to help the court, and Sunita with the Mrs. Isar was looking at the solid waste management bylaws with the Legal Services Authority. In Jammu and Kashmir, we looked at waste and the Dal Lake, and we had a committee headed by Mr. Sridharan, Nivedita Haran, and Mr. Mantu to clean up the Dal Lake. And they got the dredging machines, which used to be imported from Copenhagen, which used to be rented from there at huge cost, crores of rupees, got made in the Cochin yard. Port Trust of Cochin made the machines, and we cleaned up the Dal Lake. But would you imagine that Jammu and Kashmir is a hill area, that they had no land for a solid waste, and the local authorities, the local administrative authorities, the bureaucrats, had identified the Buller Lake as the place to park the solid waste. So the court had taken on this as a challenge. I came away, I retired, so I don't know what the fate of that is. Now, coming to the topic that you're considering, I think you all have seen the survey undertaken as the Swachh Sarvekshan 2023, which shows that Arunachal Pradesh, Northeast, the figures are a sobering reality. Arunachal Pradesh has 0% waste management, while Sikkim is at 16.68%. The other states vary within a range from 1.05 in Tripura to Meghalaya at 10.89. This actually is a wake-up call. These statistics signify not just numbers, but a monumental environmental challenge. Each percentage point represents tons of waste left unprocessed, polluting our environment and endangering, making it grave risk to public health, biodiversity, and the overall ecological balance of a region. The ray of hope that is provided is by the Swachh Bharat Mission 2.0, which aims at addressing the gaps and accelerating progress towards a cleaner and healthier India. At its core, the vision of creating a Swachh Bharat, this is what lies at its core. The vision of creating a Swachh Bharat where waste management is not just a duty, but a way of life. Some few points which I would like to emphasize, here, we must prioritize investment in waste processing infrastructure. I've heard Sunita with regard to the finance. If I was still a judge, I could have helped you with the disbursement. But as a former judge, it's a little difficult. Let me see what I can do. At least for Manipur, maybe I'll be able to work in something. Then the second thing that I would advocate is enhance public awareness and participation, which is crucial for improving waste management practices. Thirdly, now we must begin leveraging technology and innovation, which can significantly enhance the efficiency and effectiveness of waste management practices. So far as liquid waste is concerned, I would request Atin, I've already shared the number of number of an expert, using bioenzymes, so far as liquid waste is concerned. These bioenzymes, they've been tried as a pilot in an industrial township near Delhi, Bhiwadi, very successfully. So perhaps you could engage with this person and join him in the work you're doing. Lastly, the collaboration between governments, private sector entities, civil society organizations, and local organized communities is paramount. Without engaging with local communities, we will not be able to do anything. So what I would advocate that in the Northeast, given the local level challenges, mostly related to ecology and mountains, it is critical to focus on first fundamentals. And I would request you to kindly put these as markers in the roadmap that you decide. Reduce the carbon footprint, reducing, not only managing waste, but you have to teach children, teach people to reduce the carbon footprint. Just as the campaign which was taken against firecrackers, Diwali time crackers, the experts took it to schools and colleges, and these were able to help reduce the use of firecrackers in a large way. We still have people who are insensitive to the environment, but we must carry it to the captive audiences in our schools and colleges and teach them to reduce carbon footprint. As a lawyer for the Jal Board, I learned some very important things. Don't use a shower, use a bucket. You waste much more water if you use a shower. While you're brushing your teeth, don't leave the tap on. These are very small practices, but they will contribute. If each one of us adopts these practices, they will go a long way. In my office, which I just set up, where I'm speaking from to you, I have decided to see whatever little measure I can do. And one small measure which I've introduced is steel cutlery and silverware. I use it even for important guests who visit my office. And I hope in some small way, people who interact and engage with me in my office will learn from these practices. So if we start individually at the individual level, maybe as experts, maybe as bureaucrats, maybe as parents, maybe as teachers, practicing making small inroads, we will go a long way. Sunita ji has emphasized segregating the waste at source, and I would also recommend adopting a decentralized waste management system. We must look at not bringing all the waste to one place. And I've learned a very important factor. I didn't know that Sunita ji was contributed, and there is actually a sewage treatment plant at the top of the Amarnath Yatra, which is very, very heartening. And we must teach people how to ensure that waste is not waste in their very homes. We must look at modules in explaining people. If you have a home, it's no problem. You may have a small backyard or a front yard. But if you're living in a building or in a penthouse, we must be able to make modules which are popular so that people learn to do home composting and where to utilize the home compost. If you don't have a garden, if you don't have we must build resources where people collect these kind of home composting. There are already several agencies which collect garbage, but where to take out this? So it is very important to address the issue of solid waste management in the hills. The heavy rainfall brings the garbage down. It turns the solid waste into marine litter through the land to sea pathway. It is therefore critical to protect mountains from such pollution through efficient planning and implementation. I am sure the Center for Science and Environment, led by Sunita ji and Atin, will provide us great ideas and a proper roadmap for the entire region with the contribution from all of you who are participating here. I'm sure Himachal Pradesh and Uttaranchal would have got their good practices. It was so painful, the lousy seeing the garbage. It was so easy for people to dump it over the hillsides. But I had found that the local panchayats were extremely sensitive to the environment. They don't permit, in Himachal at least, they don't permit tree cutting. The has taken agency, taken complete control, and there is no reason why they can't be groomed into managing solid waste management. So I urge all of you who are present here to teach your states to ramp up their actions and to collaborate with Center for Science and Environment and other experts in the field and to implement the roadmap to improve your systems regarding solid and liquid waste management. I think I'm way out of my time. So I wish you all very pleasant and very meaningful and fruitful deliberations. And I hope that you will not only learn, but will make very valuable contributions and enable Sunita ji and Atin to further adapt and implement the good practices which you are following. Sikkim is celebrated. We all know about its excellent example, but a lot of the other states may say you're a small entity. And, good. Congratulations for what all of you have achieved in the important area which you are addressing. Once again, congratulations to Sunita ji and the entire team for identifying the critical area and giving me this opportunity.
I feel you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. It was a great honor to have you with us, and it was your wisdom that will basically be a driving force for us going forward. So thanks to you, thanks to Sunita ma'am. I know you, both of you have a series of commitments in the day ahead. So with your kind permission, I would now like to take the discussions forward here in AATI. And I would request you to explore the earliest opportunity so that you can come visit this campus, because we organize events every week. There are 14 different units in CSE. So each one of the unit have their own audience, own catchment areas. So they come and visit us. So I would request you to explore when is the earliest that you can come and visit this campus and be with us.
Definitely.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Good day. Good day.
May I now request Madam Jerusha Joy Shrestha, Joint Secretary Sikkim, to please come and address the participants.
A very good morning to all the delegates present here from various institutions, and also a warm, I should say, it was indeed a pleasure coming over here all the way from Sikkim, where we had to come a day before to Siliguri and stay over there and then take the flight till Delhi. But it was really fruitful after hearing both our eminent speakers speak. I also feel very pleased, and I don't mind the long travel which we had to take. I would firstly like to thank the team at this Center of Science and Environment for hosting this much needed training program and also inviting me to be one of the speakers. Although this was at the last moment, I consider myself privileged to be a part of the team which has understood the gravity of the issue of waste management, and this time with a special focus to the northeastern states of India, which are sometimes neglected in some of the things. First and foremost, we must acknowledge that effective waste management is not merely a matter of cleanliness, but a fundamental aspect of environmental sustainability and public health. Improper waste management not only degrades the scenic beauty of our hills, but also pollutes water bodies, affects soil fertility, and endangers wildlife. To address these challenges, we need a multi-phased approach that combines technology, community engagement, and policy intervention. Here are some key strategies. These have already been discussed by our speakers before. I would just like to highlight them. The first one is segregation at source, which has already been discussed in detail by our ma'am. And next is promotion of composting, followed by innovative waste collection systems. Now, I'd just like to tell a little bit about innovative waste collection systems over here, especially in our place, where we have houses which are 100 feet above the road, located above the road, and some of them will be 100 feet below the road level. And we will not have the facility of this garbage trucks going to their particular places and collecting it. So we need to come up with innovative waste collection systems. So in our community, some of the communities in our place, they have hired one person, hired few people who would be collecting the waste in a huge drum, and then they would be carrying the waste from that community to the roadside area where the trucks would be coming and collecting it. That is also one of the way we can come up with various numerous other innovative waste collection systems, particularly in the hills. Next is community awareness and participation. We have to ensure that it is the people who is creating waste, and we have to make them have that responsibility or have that feeling that the people should be responsible for treating the waste also. They're not just dumping it, because it is the community who will be affected by it. And next is encouraging entrepreneurship. Recently, I had a talk with one of our members of this State Pollution Commission board. Even she was saying that none of the entrepreneurs or none of the locals, or we can say any of the firms in our state is there for any of the recycling firms in Sikkim. Actually, the government would also be very much pleased to support such kind of enterprises, but we do not have any recycling firms, or nobody is there to take up this job. We also have regulatory framework. We need government support and the decisions they make for regulating the various laws, rules, bylaws, and some fines sometimes also, to ensure that the wastes are properly managed. And next is investment in infrastructure. We need infrastructure, all like the waste processing centers, the MRFs, for treating the waste. Now, these are all the theoretical aspects of it. I would just like to share some of the small contributions which our state has been doing in managing waste. Now, before the Swachh Bharat, I was recently posted to the Swachh Bharat mission. Before that, I was in some other department. And after coming to Swachh Bharat mission under this urban development department, even I came to know about so many different things which I was not aware of. I would like to share some of the best practices which our state is doing. Now, way before the Swachh Bharat mission, on 4th June 1998, Sikkim government had issued a notification about maintaining 2 separate bins for disposing of biodegradable garbage as well. That time it was called garbage, biodegradable garbage and non-biodegradable garbage. And there was another part of it, same notification also prohibited carrying of plastic bags, especially while going for shopping. Now, there was a case in Sikkim, it was, I guess, in the year 1991, when I was a student. Below our school, there was a very heavy rainfall. And one of the reasons why there's a major disaster happened over there, the drains got clogged with the plastic bags, and the water, one reason was it was a very, very heavy rainfall. Next was because the water could not flow in the drains, it got diverted over to the other side, and when one huge building collapsed, and some small children died because of the debris. Okay, small children. It was Dr. H.K. Chetri's kids. They were very, very young, some 5-6 years old, 2 children. And that was a huge eye-opener for the government of Sikkim. And after that incident, Sikkim government totally banned plastic carry bags. And next is we also have a ban on use, I think some of you might be knowing, use, manufacture, import, sale of plastic water bottles, which have a carrying capacity of 2 liters and below in the state of Sikkim. What we wanted to do is to avoid the litter, and also the smaller it is, the difficult it is to recycle. So to our extent, we are banning that. We have the 5 liter package that we can purchase, and we have 2.1 or something. They have recently come up with another bottle. Now, we have also a ban on use of plastic packaged water bottles during government functions and meetings. This was in the year 2016. And all government offices are declared SCP-free premises. And one interesting innovation, I should not say innovation, one interesting thing is Sikkim government has also introduced an intra-ULB competition, wherein the ULBs will be judged based on certain parameters of cleanliness and waste management. And they are awarded the best ULB, 3 best ULBs, first, second, and third, and they will be awarded cash prize of rupees 10 lakhs, rupees 5 lakhs, and 3 lakhs by the CM, okay, on October 2nd, every year. So that way, although it is a small step, but that way they will be fostering competition among the ULBs themselves, and they will also find some kind of recognition in their own state. And the similar kind of thing is there for the rural local bodies also. And we have launched this Swachhata Sahar Abhiyan. This was just launched, wherein we have engaged these self-help groups in promoting IC, because they would be the ones who can visit each and every household of their community. So we have we are in the process of making the different guidelines and framework for it. We have just launched this scheme now. And we would also be training the self-help groups, and they would be told to achieve a certain target for which they will be receiving some amount of remuneration from the Urban Development Department under the Swachh Bharat mission. And we have also the environmental compensation, some amount of fine issued by state government. And I would also like to share a small case study of our Mangan Nagar Panchayat. It is a small ULB in North Sikkim. We recently had a peer learning program over there. And even I was very much pleased to know about the best, even though that place is very small, even I was very pleased to know about the various things which they are doing. We had it just few months back, and I just like to share a few of the things which they are doing. First one is, they are a very small ULB, which will be having a population less than 15,000. They have a composting plant wherein they take the vegetables, the spoiled vegetables from the sabji mandi, and they are categorizing that into 2 parts. One is the category A and category B, wherein category A is the one which is rotten. That category A, they are taking it into a composting pit, and they are letting it being a compost. And the category B, they are taking it to the composting plant, and from which they are making a compost, and then they mix it with the soil, and they package the the compost as well as the soil and sell it as a soil mixture, potting soil mixture, ready-made potting soil mixture for the people who are living in rural, urban areas. And the other one, the composting pit, the whatever manure they gather from there, they have a small nursery also. The Mangan Nagar Panchayat, they have a small nursery that is above the composting plant. There they grow flowers. They have beautiful flowers over there that they use it to sell. Sometimes they sell it, and sometimes they use it for all the government functions. So they save money over there also. Here they are earning money from selling the potting mixture, and there from saving money because they don't have to hire flowers from anywhere or purchase flowers from anywhere else. And next one is they also have introduced a waste to art garden. There's a small children park, and besides that, they have made beautiful, art, I should say, beautiful art kind of structures and so many things, flower pots from the waste, from the dry waste. Some of them are made from these bottles. Some of them are made from old electric kettles that are no longer in use. It is very beautiful one. The next one is they also have introduced the zero waste event, wherein they have a system of, I can say, a utensil depository in the Magandangar Panchayat. If any festival is there or if any kind of event is there, people are supposed to borrow the utensils, all the plates and mugs and all from that Magandangar Panchayat at a nominal fee, and then they have to return it back to the place in proper condition. So that way, a lot of SUP and all will not be used. Next one, besides the entrance of the Magar Nagar Panchayat only, they have these RRR centers where they have the policy of donating old clothes. Those there'll be various category of income groups. So those who, for some people, they might not want that kind of clothes. For some people, it might be a necessity. So some people who have will give, and some people who do not have will take from there. Okay, they do that for clothes and for shoes, and some people they'll deposit books and all also. That is a very important, interesting concept. And they also have this wet waste free wards. They certify if they are wet waste free among themselves. It's done by among themselves. And they have also, long back only, they have this PET bottle shredding machine that is already there. And they have almost completed the MRF for this dry waste. And they also had, so these were all the things which we went over there and saw. And I just wanted to share it with you all. Okay, we will be learning from each other. I will be taking some of the things from here also, and then again practice it over there. They had received this second award in their journal category in this recent Swachh Sarvation Award 2023, and third in 2022. So I think together we can make our entire state as well as the country, I think, landfill free country, or we can say landfill free state. Thank you so much.
It's not mirroring actually, since my camera is, yeah, no worries, no worries. Because this is being streamed live, so there are thousands of people. Yeah, yeah. No, it's okay, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah. Okay, good morning once more. Because when I got the calls from both Sunita ji and Justice Mittal, I was little stressed that how do I manage the time. So in this session, basically, a lot of you may have questions. What is CSC? What is ATI? Is it humming too much, guys, in the back? Am I audible or yeah, great. So I felt like let me just run you all through a very quick discussion around who we are, what we do, and why we all are here, right? So um, just to give you a brief background, the gentleman that you can see in the middle is Anil Agarwal, our founder director of CSC. We lost him in 2002. So he's the one who started CSC back in 1981 in a 10 by 12 room in Greater Kailash in Delhi. Now CSC is a family of almost 200 people. So let me just turn off the cameras here. Yeah. So CSC, like I said, it's born in 1981, spread. We are working in India and 26 different countries on different agendas, right? I'm not making it longer, but if any one of you are interested to know more about it, I have loads of material to share, right? Our expertise is this three. We do research. That's what we are best at. And whatever we learn through our research is communicated or this embedded into the capacity building, which is why this campus was created. And then learning from both the agendas are basically fed into advocacy. So we have been able to drive many changes in the past, right? And we have a legacy of being a think tank for last 40 years in both national and international space of environmental management. Oops. Okay. There are different units in CSC. It's a long list. So each unit is basically working in their domain to address specific facets of environment. So the unit that I am a part of is the unit that you can see on the first row in the left side, solid waste management and circular economy. We also have a unit called Down to Earth. Many of you may be familiar with this name. You may have found the latest edition of Down to Earth. So Down to Earth has completed its 30th birthday in 2021. And Down to Earth currently have more than 4 million subscribers in India and Global South. Establishments, so main office is there where we are operating from. We ran short of space, so we had to rent an office in India Habitat Center. It's an iconic building. We have our lab. It's a very advanced lab. It's capable of doing almost any and every test that we may need to do here. So we have this lab right here in the ground floor. So we'll try to find some time for those of you who are interested for a quick walk around. And then ATI, the Anil Agarwal Environment Training Institute is where we are right now. It is little far away from nearest human settlements. We are basically in the middle of Aravallis. But it is good that way because the air is less polluted or rather cleaner compared to the air that we breathe in Delhi. We have resigned to fate. We don't know what we are breathing. But just because we have to stay, we have to work, we have to survive, so we are doing that. Solid waste management, just an overview. So CSC is a part of a bilateral agreement that was signed between the government of Norway and government of India. So the entire bilateral agreement was to reduce marine litter. Now you may be wondering what does waste management to do to reduce marine litter? It has a very strong connect. So whatever literature we have globally, it indicates that about 80% of marine litter are basically sourced from land-based mismanagement of solid waste, right? So if Indian cities, including the cities in the hills, we'll talk a lot more about it. If we manage our waste better, then we will have less leakage. And if we have less leakage, less amount of waste will be deposited in the ocean bed. So that is the connection. So just to give you a curtain raiser, we have a network of 437 cities across 32 EU states and union territories. So in the audience base, we have pollution control boards and committees. We have railway establishments, civil societies, private companies, startup, consulting space, academia. There are 11 Himalayan states. Of course, the northeastern state are part of it. And we also have a subset of our program focusing on the coastal settlements. So India has 9 coastal states. And if you add the islands like Andaman and Nicobar and others, so we have a cumulative coastline of more than 7,000 kilometers, right? So almost 2/3 of India's boundary is exposed to ocean. So we have Bay of Bengal, we have the Arabian Sea, and we have the Indian Ocean. We are surrounded by ocean. And India is globally located in a very strategic place, right? Now, the coastal states are very critical locations in a sense that not only they're having to deal with their own waste, but all the upstream waste, which is ending up in the ocean bed, is also becoming their burden, right? Right now, there is no clear mandate, but I'll tell you more about it whenever I get an opportunity, maybe in the next session. So we are currently working to help the two ministry, the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, and the Ministry of Earth Sciences, with a draft policy to address marine litter. Let me also tell you here, the marine litter is not just mismanagement of solid waste. It has many other different sources, right? So we'll talk more about it. We, in this bilateral agreement, we have two aspirational cities, Agra in UP and Gurugram in Haryana, or the NCR, whatever you call. So with these cities, our engagement is slightly different. I almost forgot to mention that CSC, by legal entity, is a non-profit organization. So we have no business motive in whatever we do, right? And even though this event has been organized to support SBM, to support Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, we are neither paid nor hired by them, right? We are an independent organization. We take decisions ourselves. Of course, we discuss this with the policymakers and the flagship program implementers to explore how we can be of help. And that is how basically we figured out that, okay, this is an area which probably needs to be focused upon. So being a 40-year-old entity, we are a Center for Excellence in Ministry of Environment, Forest, Climate Change, Housing and Urban Affairs, Jal Shakti, erstwhile drinking water and sanitation, chemical fertilizer, agriculture and farmer welfare, petroleum, natural gas, new and renewable energy, rural development, Panchayati Raj, road transport, highways, and Niti Aayog. So in these ministries and institutions, we are a partner. We are a knowledge partner. We bring our research. We feed our research into their programs and their requirements, right? And then our policy research focus on policies and institutional issues, behavior change, waste management value chain, waste streams, sustainable technology, and of course, dump site and legacy waste, which has gained a lot of traction, especially after the SBM 2.0 was launched in 2021. We also, means the unit that I am a part of is also working in these many countries right now. So we have a network of 19 different countries, of which 15 are African and 4 are Asian. So what we are doing in India is pretty much what we are doing there, right? So down to earth, many of you, I'm assuming, is already aware of what down to earth is. So it's published twice every month in 2 languages, Hindi and English. So Down to Earth started its journey in 91, and it publishes an annual report. It's called the State of India's Environment, which basically captures the key development issues for that particular year in a kind of compendium, and that is released in a program that is named after, again, Anilji. So it's called Anil Agarwal Dialogue, which is an event for the environmental journalists, so that those agendas features in the mainstream media and eventually become and influences public opinion. So you can see our Honorable Environment Minister was here to release the annual edition of Down to Earth. So we received dignitaries to release the annual edition of it. About AATI, it's not only a campus, it's a lot more than a campus. I mean, I wish I had time to talk a lot more about it. So this campus hosts training programs almost every week, right? And it's not just one program. Sometimes we have 2 and 3 concurrent programs running parallelly, right? And we have visitors from all over the world. So right next week, from the 8th, almost 20 countries representatives, senior ministry representatives, are going to be here to participate in a training program on the antimicrobial resistance (AMR), right, which is a global agenda now. So there's nothing much to talk about here. Now, these are some elements that you will find. So all the construction here have been done on the principle of thermal comfort. So thermal comfort is an advanced civil engineering where environment takes the front seat, not the back seat, right? All our buildings are north-south elevation, so that way it is less exposed to heat. So that way it reduces our energy consumption for heating and cooling. And if you have paid attention to the window or the balcony, if you keep it open, you barely need to turn any lights on inside, right? We have a very state-of-the-art heating and cooling technology. It's called HVAC. It's so basically it cools and heats differently, and it's the same system that works for both the thing, right? And the hot water that you are getting is again a byproduct of the cooling mechanism, because the heat that it creates is again compressed and then used for heating water, right? We recycle water, so the water that you are using to flushing your toilets are basically recycled gray water. So we have a treatment plant. It's completely nature-based, no machinery, nothing. It was initially designed by colleagues from IIT Mumbai. So we have a soil biotechnology-based black water treatment system, and we have a constructed wetland-based uh, gray water treatment system. We'll take you through all of them, and we'll also try to organize a quick campus workaround to talk about those small models. So I'm not making it longer. We have biogas plant, we compost here, and you must have seen that we have bins even in the kitchen. So whatever food waste we produce, it goes to the biodigester where biogas is produced, because you can't make the biodigester stuff. Even if you don't put waste in your compost pit, it's fine. But if you have a biodigester, you have to keep on feeding it, right? So, so you may like to take a look at it. We do groundwater recharge. There are pitchometer to measure how much recharge has been done. We are almost energy neutral in a sense that the energy that we need to run the whole campus basically comes from solar power. But we don't have the money to buy storage. So this power is available till the sun is out. But we have been able to make an arrangement with the Rajasthan Discom, the distribution company, power distribution company. So we have some excess energy in the day, which we sell to the grid. And after it's dark, when we need energy, we buy energy at a relatively subsidized cost. And the energy that we sell them during the day is again adjusted with the final energy bill. That way we also save a lot of money. So, and it's a plastic-free campus. You all have aluminum water bottles. So it's basically, it's very symbolic thing, which you may also start in your own houses or your offices, or wherever you are coming from. It's a good thing, because the reason why this campus is clean, we left the campus as it is, other than the areas that was required to be constructed, because it's nature, it's natural, right? We didn't want to disturb it. But then the campus is clean, not because of the colleagues that we have, housekeeping colleagues who makes it clean. It's because of all of us. We don't litter. And thank you for not littering, and thank you for not bringing more plastics than you need to. And even if you have plastics, just deposit them in the bins that you have in your rooms. I think I have covered almost everything here. Yeah. Now, let me give you a prelude to this whole discussion. Why are we here, right? If you take a look at Swachh Bharat mission, like a bird, right? You are watching at the mission parameters, say from 2000 feet altitude. You will find 3 major takeaways from this thing. The first is the symbol of the waste mismanagement for last 30, 40, 50 years, which is the garbage mountains. We have 3 of them in Delhi, right? Whichever way you enter Delhi, you can't bypass either of them. You have to see them. So the mountains will eventually first greet you to the city that you are entering the national capital, right? It's shameful, but that's what it is. So the mission mandate is you have to cut down the mountain, you have to reclaim the land. Simple, right? The second mandate is even harder. Don't ever allow that mountain to grow again. So when you cut down the mountain, you spend a humongous amount of money. How much? About 800 to 1,000 rupees per ton. So I am from South Delhi. The nearest dump site that I have in my neighborhood is from Okla, which is housing about, I don't know, about maybe 2 to 3 million tons of waste. So if you have a calculator, and if your calculator is capable of coming up with that many number of numbers, then you please multiply 2 million tons of waste into 800 rupees to figure out how much money we need to spend to reclaim that land, right? But the bigger problem is if you continue to bring your fresh waste over there, so it will eventually be the same situation, like you cut down one mountain and the other mountain is right next to you, right? So this is the first mission mandate. And when it says that reclaim the land, it also promises a lot. What does it promise? It promises that you identify what is your current generation and how much waste you are expecting maybe in the next 5 to 10 years. And you plan for it, you create facilities so that the fresh waste doesn't have to be sent to the landfill, right? So that's the second mandate. The third mandate is, it's a target. So for the first time in a flagship sanitation program, we have a instrument embedded, which can be called performance linked disbursement. So every city has a target to divert 80% of their fresh waste by the closure of the mission, which is 2026. We are in 2024, and we all know where we are, right? But anyway, we have to work hard and work collectively to see how close can we get to that 80%. Now, what is the objective of this conclave? I mean, many of you had questions. Kefi was telling me that in an informal chat during tea or dinner, people asked him, like, why this conclave? Is it a training? Is it a workshop? Is it a conclave? How these are all different from each other? Now, we have some data, right? But this data, while it is telling something, it is also not telling a lot of things. We'll share them. So we need to understand what are the challenges in that region. I'm talking about the Northeast, right? 7 sisters and the brother. We have heard the brother, but we'll hear the sisters as well. Okay? So we need to understand where is the problem? What is the problem? And no better person can tell it other than the people who belong there, right? Then we'll analyze the current situation with different stakeholders' perspective. If I give you an overview of the participants' profile, we have government representative from state administration, we have government representative from cities or urban local bodies, we have government representatives from IITs, from NITs, we have civil society representatives, industry representatives, right? We have technology solution providers. So it's a very diverse stakeholder that are present here, right here in this room. So if all of us come together and share our experience, this is what I think will work in my state. The solution part. We are here to explore solution. We know the problem. We'll discuss the problem. No problem. No issues. It's a collective failure. So let's not blame each other. Right? Let's just leave it behind us, whatever failure has been there, and let's now try look forward to find solutions and work upon them. And this agenda, the objective of this event is to identify the agenda for change with respect to policy, institutional arrangement, and implementation re-engineering. That is what this event is meant to do, right? I have a lot of announcements to make, but I would rather make them at the end of the event instead of wasting time in the beginning. Because if we have identified this as a national priority, and I'm so thankful to the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, Madam Rupa Mishra, the National Mission Director, Joint Secretary in the Ministry. When we proposed that, we have identified this as a weak link in our entire journey towards circular economy under Swachh Bharat mission, she said, I couldn't be happier to hear that you are proposing to do it. So that's how we all are here, okay? Now, some housekeeping announcement. I'm not going to take you through all this uh, text, but I have one request, which is a request at the same time, it's a law in this campus. Nobody is allowed to take or make calls from this room, within this room. I understand you all are nominated by your authorities or your organizations that you represent. So I hope you would be spared as much as possible, and people wouldn't bother you by calling or texting, right? So even if there is call which is urgent, has to be taken or has to be responded, please step out, take the call or make the call and then come back, right? And we will always keep our phone silent. You can keep it in a vibrate mode, but keep it silent. We follow the same rule ourselves also. You won't see any of our colleagues, doing the thing that basically I'm sharing with you, okay? Um, so apart from that, everything else is there. Enjoy the campus. I hope you like the campus. It is not so pleasant in the day, but after sunsets, it is slightly better, a lot more. I don't think you had to turn on your ACs last night when you just went back after you had your dinner. I will not do it right now, or should I? Right. So without any further delay, I will try to give you an extended tea break. But right now, I will go through the next presentation, which is to present an overview of where we are, right? Now, before I start, let me start the discussion with a disclaimer that the analysis and the data, the figures that I'm going to share in this session are all from Swachh Bharat Mission, are all from Swachh Sarvekshan 2023. Okay? Now, Swachh Bharat Mission data source is a portal. It's a national portal, national MIS called Swachhtam, which you all are required to populate every month. But it is, I would say it is very underpopulated. The data tells us, sometimes it tells us nothing. While Swachh Sarvekshan is a very different data set. It is a data set that is generated by a third-party agency, which is hired by the ministry to do the assessment. But this year, as a practitioner, Swachh Sarvekshan started in 2016. But this year, I would say the Sarvekshan results are far closer to the reality than the results that we had in the previous years, right? So let's have a quick look at this data. I will try to go through the slides as fast as I can. So again, let me start with the participant profile. So you can see this is the total number of participants and this is the state-wise breakup. We have colleagues from Himachal and Uttarakhand who are not participant in a sense that they are here to share some good practices that they have been able to do in their own states. Since ecosystem-wise, they are very similar to Northeast, so we felt like it would be a good thing to have a discussion face-to-face and learn from them. If you see them, if you see the participants slightly differently, like what is the number across different stakeholders? So here is the analysis. This is how it looks like. So we roughly have about 18 colleagues from NGOs, non-government NGOs, and we have 3 from industry. We have 17 from government, which is ULB. We have 10 representatives from the state administration. We have 4 representatives from Pollution Control Board, 3 from National Institute of Technology, and 3 from Indian Institute of Technology. Okay. Now I will do a very quick round of introduction. We are really short of time, and I would request you to take the mic, stand up, turn towards the colleague, not towards me. Tell your name, name your organization, your designation, and whichever city or state that you are coming from. Guys, can we just help them with the mics?
Hello, good morning, everyone. My name is Dr. Nabam Rich. I'm from NIT Arunachal Pradesh. I'm working as an assistant professor there. And the place where it is located actually is in Jote. It's 25 kilometers away from Itanagar. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I am SD Loda, by profession a lawyer and an environmental activist. I am representing Arunachal Pradesh, and my organization name is Youth Mission for Clean River, and I am the chairman. Yes, thank you.
A very good morning to all. I'm Dr. Lepakshi Barbara. I am from School of Energy, Science and Engineering, IIT Guwahati, and I'm also the PI of Biogas Development and Training Center, as Sir said, from Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, and I'm from Guwahati, Assam. Thank you.
Very good morning. I am Dr. G.C. Dhol from NIT Meghalaya. My designation is I'm working as an assistant professor from Meghalaya State. Thank you.
Yeah, good morning all. This is Rajbir Singh. I belong to Sahas organization. It's an NGO headquartered in Bangalore. So we are in solid waste management area, creating, building capacities and awareness across 13 states, 14 states. I'm based out of Gurgaon, state of Haryana. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. This is Shaklain Hawk. So I am from Sahas NGO, and I represent Sahas in Assam. And yeah, looking forward to meet you all.
Yeah, good morning to all. Myself, Arvind Kumar Singh, and I am representing the Department of Housing and Urban Affairs, Assam. I am a technical team lead, technical support unit, Swachh Bharat Mission Urban. And basically, I am from Bihar and working from the last 13 years in Gujarat. And presently, I am in Assam with objective to make some changes in Assam in context of the solid waste management. And I'm very happy that I get an opportunity to come here.
Thank you so much. I'm Rupjyoti Khaklari, representing Assam Directorate of Housing and Urban Affairs and working with Swachh Bharat Mission team.
Good morning. I am Dr. Umesh Mishra, professor in the Department of Civil Engineering, and my specialization is environmental engineering. I am working in National Institute of Technology, Agartala, and my qualification, I did my graduation in civil engineering from NIT Bhopal. I did my master's from IIT Roorkee in the area of environmental engineering. Then I did PhD in environmental engineering. My specialization, the work I did in PhD, that is related to heavy metal removal from the wastewater. And I am working in NIT Agartala since last 16 years. And as a professor, earlier I was there in Odisha. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Vidaldin Sangha, representing the state of Mizoram. I'm presently holding the post of Joint Director, Urban Housing and Urban Development and Poverty Evaluation Department. I have recently joined the department a few days back. So this thing is going to be a new thing for me. Actually, I'm from the civil service, state service. So nice to have you all here. Thank you so much.
Hello, everyone. My name is Vil Shazwala. I'm a specialist from SBM, UDNPA, Mizoram.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Suntiala Jamir. I'm from Nagaland. To be precise, I'm from Mukukchung district of Nagaland, and I represent Green Heap, and I am the co-founder of Green Heap.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Aukunang. I'm from an organization called LIFE, which is Living for Environment. It's not the other one from Narendra Modi, which is Lifestyle for Environment. My designation is Vice Chairman of Living for Environment, and I'm from the states of Nagaland, Dimapur District. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Teresa here from Urban Development Department, Government of Sikkim.
Good morning to all. My name is Sunam Yukodadl. I work as a program coordinator for SBM from Urban Development Department, and I'm from Sikkim.
Good morning, everyone. Myself, Yanathan Kitan, working as scientist in Nagaland Pollution Control Board. Yeah, thank you. We are from Dimapur.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Han Bong. I'm working under Nagaland Pollution Control Board, and my designation is Junior Scientific Assistant, and I'm living in Nagaland.
Hello, everyone. I am Olivi. I'm working as Senior Scientific Assistant at Nagaland Pollution Control Board. I'm from Dimapur City, Nagaland.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Rongsin Ben. I'm also working in Nagaland Pollution Control Board as a junior scientific assistant. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is R.K. Bhattakur. I am from Green Home Eco Solutions. I'm a director there. We are from Guwahati and we are practically doing some projects there. And this time when you are coming here, I'm quite sure we'll have a lot of informations which will be implemented. And that's a great thing that you have called us. Thank you very much for that.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Ankur Bhattakur. I am from Greenovo Eco Solutions, Guwahati. So we are into solid waste management, waste to energy generation. And we are very grateful and privileged to be present amongst all of you. We are hoping to learn a lot of things. And thank you so much once again.
Thank you.
Hello, everybody. My name is Dr. Sahil Momin. I'm a scientist by profession. I represent ENP Community Farms. We are a technology provider. I'll be giving a speech tomorrow on organic waste management. Please look forward to it. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Ashish Paul. I am from Tripura. I am Assistant Program Manager at Bitan. I am representing Bitan, Tripura. Thank you.
Namaskar. Good morning to all of you. I am Shantanu Bhaumik. I'm representing Tripura and working as a senior core team member of Bitan Institute for Training, Awareness and Networking. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Waikom Anandamite. I'm representing from Workers Union Manipur as a president.
Good morning, all. I'm Taram Lekhendra Singh. I'm working as a General Secretary in Center for Research on Environmental Development, CREAT, from Manipur, and we are working in the solid waste management in the Imphal city.
Good morning, everyone. I'm myself, Arjun Farizum. Currently, I'm working as a head of the CREAT, which is Center for Research on Environmental Development. And at Imphal, we're dealing with this one hostel waste management and solid waste management for all municipality areas. That's all. Thank you.
Good morning to all. I'm Tarun RK. I own a company in Imphal which works with Mahoot and Imphal Municipal Corporation. So we're here to be part of the conference.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Gunindra Basaswati from Imphal, Manipur. Now I'm working in solid waste management in Manipur, Imphal. I represent as an NGO. Name is Tagdep Solid Waste Management of Manipur. Thank you.
Good morning. I am Kitumem Umesh Singh from Manipur.
Hello, good morning all. My name is Premjit from Manipur. My organization name is Carbon Waste Management System. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kangam Rajan Singh. I am working as a secretary of a consortium of Care and Support Manipur based on Manipur. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Pibasha Thaba, working from Shillong Municipal Board, one of ULB's in Swachh Bharat Mission.
Can be audible. Yeah.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Palvi Dora Kharkungor, working as an IEC specialist with Swachh Bharat Mission 2.0 Urban Affairs Department. Government of Meghalaya.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Pranay Bokhanayor. I'm an area supervisor in Shillong Municipal Board from Shillong, Meghalaya.
Very good
Morning to everyone. My name is Kevin Kupalingwa, and I'm from Shillong Municipal Board and working as a marketing manager. And I'm from Meghalaya, Shillong. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Nathaniel Umdor. I'm from Meghalaya, Shillong. I work as a MIS processing and disposal unit. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is
थोड़ा
Layus
नजदीक,
Satun.
just hold it closer to your mouth here.
My name is Layus Satun. I'm working as an assistant manager in Shillong Municipal Board in solid waste management. I'm from Meghalaya.
Morning, everyone. My name is Wamper Shidap. I'll be giving a presentation tomorrow. We have done something from in Meghalaya. I'm the capacity building specialist under the Swachh Bharat mission. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, good morning. My name is Chopstar. I am from Meghalaya. I'm working as assistant area supervisor.
Good morning, everyone. Myself, Peaceful Royal Indo. I'm working on the Swachh Bharat Mission Urban under Directorate of Urban Affairs, Meghalaya. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I come from Agartala, Tripura. I work with the Agartala Municipal Corporation.
Good morning, everyone. I am Shrishandu Shekhar Das. I'm a part of the NGO, The Midway Journey from Guwahati. We are working in solid waste management mostly in Assam, in Guwahati and the Boraland region. Thank you.
Hello, good morning. My name is Supriya Pal, Junior Engineer. I am from Urban Development Department, Agartala, Tripura. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Namita Burma. I'm from Udaipur Municipal Council, Junior Engineer from Tripura.
Namaskar and very good morning to you all. I am Arpita Chakravarti, Asian Engineer, Urban Development Department, Agartala, Tripura. I'm very much happy to be part of this training and excited to learn a lot of things from you. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Ashadeep Borua. I am the founder and director of Clockit Fashion Technologies Private Limited. I am currently working in the field of textile waste management, where we are incorporating tech-enabled SaaS platform for brands, manufacturers, as well as consumers, and basically creating the management and the platform to basically manage different types of life cycle of potential textile waste and different types of, the quality of waste and everything. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Itisha Sara. I'm a social designer by profession, and I'm the co-founder of Northeast Waste Collective. We are working in the remote villages of Arunachal Pradesh, trying to co-design community-led waste management systems. And I'm from Guwahati, Assam. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, very good morning, everyone. My name is Suraj Agarwal. I'm a strategic partnerships and growth manager at Waste Warrior Society. Good to be part of this forum, and our head office is in Dehradun. And
thanks, Suraj. आप सभी को मेरा नमस्कार। मेरा नाम नवीन कुमार सडाना है। मैं वेस्ट वॉरियर संस्था से हूँ। संस्था लगभग 12 साल से ठोस कचरा प्रबंधन पे काम कर रही है, इसकी नीति के लिए काम कर रही है। खासकर जो भारतीय हिमालय क्षेत्र हैं, वहाँ पे हम लोग काम कर रहे हैं। एसोसिएट डायरेक्टर के पद पे मैं तैनात हूँ और आउटरीच, एडवोकेसी या लाइजिंग की जो बात होती है वो सब चीजें मैं यहाँ पर देख रहा हूँ। और देहरादून उत्तराखंड से मैं। शुक्रिया।
Good morning, everyone. My name is Sangom Tanganba. I'm working as Assistant Director in Municipal Administration, Housing and Urban Development, Sorli Mahut from Manipur. Thank you.
Very good morning to everyone present here. So my name is Bankit and I'm the founder of a startup called EcoReu, which is into plastic waste recycling. And I'm from Shillong, Meghalaya. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Shubhi Sachan.
we collaborate. I'm founder of Material Library of India. We collaborate with Healing Himalayas, and I'm with Healing Himalayas here today. We research on waste and to find solutions. We're based out of Noida and Delhi NCR region.
Namaste, everyone. My name is Pradeep Sangwan, first volunteer at Healing Himalayas, and we've been working around solid waste management in Himachal Pradesh and soon to Uttarakhand. And happy to connect with all the fellow mountain state, healers and warriors. Look forward to connect and learn a lot from you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Good morning, everyone. Myself, Tribhuvan Singh Best. I have done my PhD from IIT Delhi, and currently I am working with the CAC as a Deputy Program Manager. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kafi Javed, and I'm a program officer at this unit. So I work with like a team. So, and I'm the one who has been coordinating with you since like 10 to 15 days.
Yeah, you are already known virtually to everyone. You don't have to introduce yourself.
Happy to see you all you have. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. My name is Trotik Bose. I'm a research associate at the Municipal Solid Waste and Circular Economy Unit at CAC, and this is our team. Good to connect with you all. We expect 3 days of good discussion, interaction, and perhaps take away something very important in the end of the session. Thanks.
Hello, everyone. My name is Mo. I work with Solid Waste Management team in CAC, and happy to see so beautiful faces and welcome you all.
Okay, thank you. Aniket, go ahead.
Hi, good morning, everyone. This is Aniket Chandra here, and I also from the CSC team. I'm here as a senior research associate and looking forward from some good takeaways from you in the next 3 days. We'll be having a lot of programs and learning from here in the event. Thanks.
Thank you, Aniket. Thank you, everyone. Once more, all of you. Thank you for coming. So now I have to put my car in the top gear to increase the speed to just try and make up the time that I'm running behind. So to start with a little bit of demography, these are all Google product, Gyan ki batein, nothing much in it. The interesting part is that this region is having more than 5,000 kilometers of international borders, and they have 5 neighbors right next, right? So it's a very strategic location apart from part of the Himalayan region. So the altitude varies from 930. So kind of Tripura happens to have happens to be situated at the lowest altitude of 930, and it goes up to 8,586 in case of Sikkim. So it's quite challenging and quite diverse. Eastern Himalaya, Naga Hills, Purvachal, etc., etc. It has an area of more than 2 lakh square kilometer to 2,60,000 square kilometer. So right now the estimated population is about 51 million, which is roughly about, it's an estimation because we didn't have census after 2011, which is roughly about 4.89% of India's population, right? Now let's look at the urban local bodies, the number, and also it's the average urban population, you can say. Okay. So when you see this number means that the 273 ULBs that we have in all these 8 states are on an average dealing with this much of a population, right? Let me also remind you that I had given a disclaimer. These are not my data. The data sources are mentioned below. So there could be errors. The chance is very high. That is basically what I have learned. The chance is very high. So if there are errors, let's not focus on the errors. I will give you the Excel, the actual database, which we had to create after some painstaking days. I will share the Excel with this entire group, and I'll be grateful if those errors can be addressed by the colleagues from the respective states wherever we have issues with them. Let's look at the waste generation versus design capacity, right? So the waste generation, again, this is massive underreporting. Okay. So when you look at that disaggregated data, city by city data, you will figure out that many cities haven't even reported their numbers in Swachhtam portal. I wonder, and when when I'm back to Delhi, I would try and have a discussion with colleagues in Mahua, and I would request them, there must be some kind of a monitoring mechanism. Somebody should be looking at the Swachhtam portal data if it is important. Otherwise, there's no point of having that MIS system which tells nothing, right? So the generation is 1970 ton per day. It's TPD, waste generation tons per day. Right now, the processing capacity that we have collectively, I'm not getting into state by state picture, which I'll try, is about 51%. Means we have half the capacity to process compared to the quantity that we generate. I'm sure this number will go up at least 3 times more. So will this, but I don't think that this will change much. That is basically what we have learned from our preliminary research, right? Now, these are average waste processing according to Swachhtam portal. So this is the data that are populated by the cities themselves. And this is what Swachh Sarvekshan 2023 says. So these two are same data, essentially. So when I say Tripura claimed that they are processing 54% of their waste, SS said it is just 1.05%. And I have reasons to believe that during Swachh Sarvekshan, their representatives visits all the cities before they come up with their findings, right? There are questions about the quality and capacity of the on-field assessors, right? They're treated like a superstar so that we get good numbers. It's an established practice everywhere, but this doesn't give a very convincing or satisfying image either. So when I look at these numbers, you can see the degree of deviation. So Manipur claims that they are processing 98% of their waste in the MIS, while Swachh Sarvekshan found that it was not even 10%. Right? Let me remind ourselves that the objective of this discussion is to not throw muds towards each other. We are here to find solutions because it's a shared problem. If you look at the numbers, the deviation is not much, right? There might be occasional deviation by some 10, 15, 20% between maybe Sikkim or Manipur versus Arunachal, Nagaland, or Tripura. But overall, the picture is more or less the same. Where you find not reported means there was no data from those states, either to Swachh Sarvekshan or to Swachh Bharat Mission. Now, this is the scenario of sources covered for door-to-door collection. Now, we all know that unless waste is collected, it will neither be treated nor processed, and we will absolutely lose sight of it, right? So this is the percentage of sources, because when I say sources, it's not essentially households. There are many other sources, like markets, like schools, colleges, housing societies, which are otherwise termed as bulk waste generator. We'll talk about them. And then the current state of source segregation means people who are, I'm sorry, forgive me for saying so, but I doubt whether even this much is true. Okay? I'll be happy if I'm proven wrong. But if it is happening, it's great. Because if segregation was happening, then waste wouldn't be ending up in the landfills. It would go to a different destination, right? So, yeah. Did I miss something? Okay. Now, I started the conversation with the SBM mandate, right? So the SBM first mandate is to reclaim the land after biomining of the legacy dump sites. And this is where we are in terms of the progress made, you can say roughly till, this is the data of the month of November. So, बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं, 3-4 महीना पुराना होगा. Okay? So overall, if I talk about the entire region, the Northeast region, all the 8 states, So the average is merely 13%, right? If we have a target to complete everything by 2026 and we are in the April of 2024, we have to either ramp up things or find out where things are going wrong to fix them as fast as we can. Now, let's take a look at the state-wise summary. I have about 10 minutes time. You see, okay, I forgot to mention something. Yeah. So if you see the processing capacity, it is just 5.23% of the generation. Again, there could be massive underreporting, or there could be inconsistencies with the data. Door-to-door collection 34, source segregation 3.4%. And this 2.17% of dump site remediation is actually coming from one ULB. So when this data got divided by 46 ULBs, the average came down to just 2.17%. Right? So in Arunachal, it's probably Nahar Lagoon, if I'm not wrong. Is there Arunachal? Who is from Arunachal? Could you please raise your hand? Nahar Lagoon, you know? Is it better than other cities? Not really? Okay. Yeah, sure. Makes sense. Yeah. It's everything. See, municipality or municipal corporation is determined by population. Right? I understand. So there are two laws. One is the Municipal Act. Right. So village councils are not featuring here. Village councils are, because local bodies are of two types, rural and urban. So what you are saying is the town councils, which is called Nagar Panchayat, they are treated like a city, but the legal entity, if you look at the legal entity, they are not cities. And it's a very dicey area. I understand your argument. So these are numbers that have come from the ministry. So we don't have any means to verify whether these actual cities or even Nagar Panchayats or village councils are also featuring here. So I'm not going to be repetitive. So you can see this is Arunachal data. This is Assam, 96 ULBs. Design capacity, 15.49% compared to the waste that they are producing. Waste processing, 38%. Again, way higher than what Survekshan says. Door-to-door collection, 24%. Segregation, 5%. Dump site remediation, 1%. Manipur, 27 ULBs. This is something very interesting. They say that their design capacity is 591 tons compared to their total waste generation of 258 tons, which means their design capacity is 228% of their generation. Now, when Manipur makes the presentation, definitely they may like to look into this agenda. If it is so, it is great, because we are preparing for the future so that whenever the quantity increases, we don't really have to be bothered about the design capacity of our plant. But it honestly appears to be too good to be true. So waste processing, 98%, again, something that SS didn't agree with. Door-to-door collection, 21%. Segregation, 38%. Dump site remediation is very high. And there are as many as 7 ULBs in Manipur who claim to have completed 100% remediation. I would be curious to have the list, and it will be great if I could visit some of them. Meghalaya, 10 ULBs. Waste generation, most of the ULBs didn't report. So the total quantity is looking like nothing, 2.74 ton. And their design capacity is again massive reporting, like 180 TPD, which is almost 650% of what they're producing. So it doesn't make sense. So Meghalaya, when you make your presentation, please address this, and I'll give you Excel. So please, if you can come back with the real scenario, real data, or I can also try my luck with Mohua. But Mohua is least likely to have the data unless it comes through the portal. Waste processing, they haven't reported. Door-to-door collection, 40%. Segregation, 3% roughly. Remediation, again, it's 10%, just because it is only done by only one ULB in Manipur as per their report. So when 100 got divided by 10 ULBs, it became to the average is 10%. Mizoram 28 ULBs, waste generation, massive underreporting. I'm sorry, come again? Yeah. Yeah, great. I mean, I have collected these data. I completely understand your point. I have collected this data from the ministry, from the Swachhtam portal and the Swachh Sarvekshan data, right? So if the design capacity, what you are mentioning, is yet to be fed into the MIS system of the ministry,
that will do.
Please feed it.
Okay.
And when you make your presentation, you can share the actual data. So my colleagues will take notes and will put those numbers here. And I'll give it back to you before you guys leave this place with the actual data.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Nagaland, 39 ULBs, 88 TPD, again underreporting. Design capacity, 2%, 2 TPD, which is 2.3%. Current waste processing is 3%, door-to-door collection 8%, source segregation 4.82%. Dump site remediation is yet to start in the state. Then Sikkim, 7 ULBs, 73 TPD generation. Design capacity was not reported by Sikkim. Waste processing, again, I found many cities not reported, so the average came down a lot, 11%. Door-to-door collection, 72%. But door-to-door collection got skewed towards Gangtok Municipal Corporation because it is the highest over there. And when that number got divided by other ULBs, again, the percentage came down. Source segregation, 56%. Dump site remediation, till now, it's 14%. Only one ULB have been able to complete the process. And then finally, Tripura, number of ULBs, 20. Waste generation, 72 TPD. Again, massive underreporting. Because Tripura has the highest urban population. I mean, ULB-wise population, if you take a look at the data, I will just refer back the data, then this is not supposed to be the scenario. I mean, if I apply the formula that Swachh Bharat Mission had recommended in their national guideline when SBM 2.0 basically kicked off, they taught us that if you are a city less than 1 lakh population, then you should multiply your population into some 350 or 400 grams. So if I go by that formula and apply the same formula in all the ULBs, since I have the average population of cities, I can arrive at a number. But instead of doing those statistics for something that really exists, it makes much more sense to get the actual number and do the analysis on the basis of that. The reason why these numbers are important is the following. One, if these numbers are incorrect, whatever you do on the basis of these numbers are going to be incorrect too. Right? We are here to find solutions, and solutions can't be found on the basis of erroneous figures. Not possible at all. So Tripura, design capacity not reported, waste processing 11%, door-to-door collection 31%, segregation 4%, remediation, dump site remediation 20%. So they have 4 ULBs in the state who claim to have completed 100% remediation of their thing. I have a common question anyone can answer for the dump site remediation. Now the Ministry of Environment have created a national dashboard for dump site remediation, right? And they have a separate section in the dashboard for the cities who have completed 100% remediation. And I happen to have checked that dashboard just a couple of days back. And I honestly couldn't locate any northeastern states featuring in the list of cities who have completed 100% remediation. Right? So I hope we can collectively agree that the credibility of this data or the authenticity, the reliability of this data is probably very limited. So this is an area where we as the practitioner or functionaries as well as the policymakers must pay attention to if we want our waste management ecosystems to be improved. Now, the key observation, of course, massive data discrepancy, very limited reporting, massive variation between SBM and SS data, because when Swachh Sarvekshan was conceived, it was conceived to assess performance of Swachh Bharat mission. Right? So both the data should complement each other. But right now, it's like SBM is South Pole and SS is North Pole. That is not desirable. Okay? And we have to agree one thing, regardless of whose fault it is, that our waste management is in a very poor state of affairs. Right? And let me tell you one thing. Even if you are spending 30% of your ELB budget, and it's a one-way traffic because we are putting everything in the landfill, and in some cases we don't even know where we are putting it, this cannot continue for too long. Even at one point of time, our governments are going to raise their hand, कि boss और पैसा नहीं दे सकता. Now you have to identify and find your own revenue stream if you are serious about it. So this is why basically there are narratives like waste to wealth, business model around waste, right? Where is the economy? Because if I'm spending 100 rupees on waste management, I have to have at least some 60 to 70 rupees coming back as a revenue. That will make it sustainable. Even if I have to, continue to pay for the gap for that money that I'm unable to generate as revenue compared to what I'm spending. Segregation, rate of processing, and when I had a glance at the data of the entire region, I found that the average collection rate was reportedly, again, 85%. So if collection rate was so high, how could the processing rate is in such a state? So in the entire region, Sikkim tops the chart with only 16% processing. I'm going by the SS data, not by the. So there is a methodology behind it, both for SS and for SBM. So I don't think that is the complicated. I don't think so, sir. Anyway, we can have a discussion around it later, right? So measuring the generation is difficult if you don't want to measure it, right? Because eventually your collected waste is coming to a facility. So I am sorry, sir. I don't agree with you. It has nothing to do. I mean, quantification of waste has nothing to do with public. It is entirely, the onus is with the ULP. But we can have this discussion later. So the question that we can finally arrive at, if we agree with all these pointers, is why the situation is what it is today. Right? Where are the problems? So is the problem is money? Is the problem infrastructure? Is the problem capacity? Is the problem enforcement? Is the problem irregular elections in the region? Because that has been largely the case. There has been massive disagreement in the northeastern region, especially around the Women Reservation Bill. What is the problem? I'm sure the nature and the magnitude of the problem will vary from one state to the other. So in the following session, this is exactly we would be curious to learn. Right? So whatever little you know, please come and share this with us. Because we won't be able to have this kind of a gathering every other day because it's very expensive as well. Organizing an event like this is super duper expensive. So when we are spending so much money, we should try and make it count as much as possible. Okay. So where are the problems and what can be done? So then we have to do a mapping. Okay, if there is an issue of funding, what is the current scale of funding? What is the required scale of funding? Where the funding could possibly come from? So if we can do the mapping, we will continue to take notes and do the mapping ourselves. And before we close the event day after tomorrow in the afternoon, we will make a presentation in front of you. And then So that presentation will focus mostly on the solutions, that what did we learn from the event? Because this learning will feed into your state administration. It will feed into you as an entity, as an individual, whichever organization you're coming from, it will feed into the ministry, and it will feed into our learning. Because we are finding avenues to engage with the Northeastern region. We have limited capacity. We cannot open offices in your courtyard, but we can definitely help you with what we can do best, like research, capacity building, and advocacy. And sometimes those things are more important than having money, because we have seen, especially in the African region, even in India, money didn't bring change. Knowledge brings change. So we were in Tanzania just last month, and they have splurged about 30 million US dollar for one dump site, which was built with a design life of 30 years, 30 years. It is almost full in 3 years. So if I put that analogy to the discussion, did money solve the problem? $30 million is a lot of money. $1 million is almost 9 crore of Indian money. So 30 million is almost 270 crore. Not a small amount in any stretch of imagination. So it is not always money that has a solution, right? So what can be done and how? So I'm bang on time. I made it just 11:15. Yeah. Huh? Yeah. So I'll stop here. So I just tried to give you all a prelude to the discussion, because in the discussion, I am an observer. I'm a student. I'm a learner. The discussion, the key players are all of you. And if you pay attention to the agenda, there are some minor error probably around the tea break this afternoon. Basically, some numbers, time jab likhne gaye the, so there were some mistakes, but that's okay. So the entire day today and almost half of tomorrow will be spent with discussions and presentations from the northeastern states and colleagues from Uttarakhand and Himachal. So on this note, let us break for a tea, because it has been quite a long session. We started exactly at 9:15, so it's just 2 hours. So for tea break is 15 minutes. It is not 15 Indian minutes, but 15 European minutes, because 15 Indian minutes is usually double of what it is, right? So we'll be back exactly at 11:30. Srotik, if you have
One
any
announcement, please keep your registration form on your desk. I hope you have already filled it up. So I'll just collect it from your desk, and please share, pass on the attendance sheet while you're back again, so that everyone can sign. If anyone out here has not